Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of The Dex on Global Television. I remain your host, Dick Mike. We'll be taking a look at some top stories around the world and some issues that we'll be dwelling on today. Let's begin the fact that the federal government has restored electricity to Niger and has lifted sanctions, reopens border, and the federal government to restore these on Wednesday when they made a declaration by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu that Nigerian land and air borders with a neighboring country be open. This, of course, was reported that the power supply from Nigeria to the Republic of Niger was stopped as part of the sanctions against the neighboring country by Economic Community of West African States. And earlier the year, you recall that the president had imposed sanctions on behalf of ECOWAS on Niger following a coup that troubled the country's president-elect Mohamed Bazoum in January 2023. This is quite a welcome development, and we are hopeful, just as we mentioned yesterday, that peace will be restored in the region, and Niger and ECOWAS will have some cooperations moving forward and other countries. But the Quiet will be taking a look at the fact some disturbing issues in the country, the Japa syndrome, people are leaving the country. Is it because they're lacking confidence in themselves, and what is really outside abroad? I will be taking a look. So joining me is a speaker, motivational speaker, and author of a book, Jimmy Asuni. Good to have you join us on the show.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for having me here.
Yeah. So begin to say about the issue of Japa syndrome. People are losing confidence in the country and they are moving. So what does it mean to you?
I think we're very differently, because I think that there's a lot of potential in Nigeria to make a lot of money for yourself and to establish a name for yourself. So the Japa syndrome is not really for me, because I jackpot from London back to Nigeria. Yeah. And I know it sounds a lot stupid to some people, but I saw the potentials in Nigeria, and that's why I came back home. After spending like 28 years in the UK, I spent 28 years of my life in the UK, where I was doing really, really well. I was working for a bank. I was doing exceptionally great things out there. Well, I thought, nah, I might as well come back home and sort of contribute to the economy of Nigeria. And I'm doing so in my own little way. I've got my Oja Foundation, which I give back as much as I can, when I can, how I can. I've got a company where I employ people who have different disabilities, because disability is actually one of my passions as well, because I have a disability myself, which is cerebral palsy. So it's been really, really interesting just to look at the dynamics of people saying that they want to jackpot. For me, I jabbed in. I did not jackpot. I jabbed back in. So yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So we are having issues of a lot of people are being discouraged in the country currently, and you wrote a book trying to address some of these issues among the life of Nigerians. What are those things that are pushing people backward? What are those things that are challenging to people? I
think from my own little understanding of the economy as a whole, I think there's a break between what the government says they're going to do and what they actually do in real time. So until that is fixed, I don't think there can be any solution to any of the problems we are going through in Nigeria, because I think it's a bubble. The people who are putting this legislation together, who are doing all the work to make sure that Nigeria is actually getting better, are not really following through the process to make sure that it reaches where it's meant to reach, in my own understanding. And until the problem of the middleman is fixed, then I don't see a solution to the problem in Nigeria right now. All right. That's my honest opinion.
Do you feel that there's hope in the country, moving forward? Do Nigerians keep on having?
There's always an element, a bleak element of hope in any economy that is going down. I'm very
optimistic.
I'm very optimistic about the future of Nigeria, and that's why I came back now, because after living in the UK for 28 years, there's only so much you can do and achieve in the UK for various reasons which I cannot discuss on air. But I would say I'm enjoying being in Nigeria now. That's what I would say.
Right.
I'm enjoying helping as much as I can, making sure that my people are eating when they want to eat, how they want to eat, which is very paramount
Because
to me.
there's quite a lot of high hunger in the land.
I know.
It's a very
So
important
it's part
factor
of
right now.
it's part of what I intend to help with, like create food banks for people where people can come and buy food at lower rates and all this kind of initiatives to help people, struggling people. And that's why I set up the foundation. Foundation helps quite a number of people right now to pay for school fees, to put food on their table.
You're doing what government are not doing. So
yeah, basically.
It's applaudable.
Basically.
And let's take a look at actions and how to accomplish it. A lot of things that are pushing Nigerians down, they don't have steps and actions. And I think on your book, I tried to read the fact that you gave some highlight on what are the actions people should begin to do and how to accomplish their dreams. In the bids to building confidence along the life of Nigerians.
I think it has to do with your value. What value do you have to bring to the table? Values are very important, I say. So your values is what will make people want to invest in you, if that makes any sense. So if I'm not a person of value, for example, I won't be here today. I believe I'm a person of value, so that's why I'm here today, showing you the value I can add to Nigerians as a whole. Value. Work on your values. Then after you've gotten a set of values, then build on your values. I see. There's no right way or wrong way of building your values. It's just left to you as an individual. So, for example, if I'm given the opportunity to become the vice president, for example, of Nigeria, and I know that my job is to make sure that Nigerians have value for their time, value for their money, then I will start to create things that will make them see the value of their time and value for their money. Simple. You create systems. You create systems that work. It's not a system that anybody can just say, oh, because I'm the son of the president, I can jump the system. The system is there to work for everybody. So it doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter where you're from. The system is the system, and nobody must beat the system. There's so many elements that I can bring up from the top of my head. Like, for example, when you're coming in from the UK, for example, this is just one of the examples that I can think of from the top of my head. When you're coming in from the UK, for example, there are rules and regulations there.
There are limitations there.
Yeah, and everybody respect the rules and regulations. So, for example, the hostess will call 1 to 3, board the plane. Because on your ticket, they've already given you a number. They call number 1 to 3, board the plane. Number 4 to 6, board the plane. Number 7 to 9, board the plane. Number 10 to 12, board the plane. Number 13 to 15, board the plane. Number 16 to 18, board the plane. Now, I guarantee you, immediately that plane lands in Nigeria, that's it. Nobody listens to anything anymore. Now, is it that the rules are not in place in Nigeria? We have the rules, but the enforcement of the rules is where the issue lies. And also the enforcement and the implementation of these rules are where the issues lie. For example, another one. In the UK, you pass the red line, the machine on catches
captures your vehicle.
Captures your vehicle, sends you a ticket to your house. You are paying. You are paying.
You have broken the law.
You are paying because you've broken the law. Now, Nigeria, for example, the light is red, and you're not blind. You can tell that the light is red, and that's when you're passing through. It doesn't make any sense.
Is it an awareness issue? Is it that
I think it's like a
classical attitude.
Like I don't care. I can do what I want, and there's no consequences for breaking the rules in Nigeria. There's no consequences at all. So these are the little things I've seen, and I think needs to be corrected from the ground root upwards. Otherwise, we'll just keep spending money, and the money is not actually doing what it's meant to do for the Nigerians, in quote and unquote.
Quite a very critical point right there. Let's take a look at the fact that there's some issues regarding the state of the nations regarding education, and kidnapped girls, students and pupils in Kaduna are still in the hands of the abductors, and this has given consent to the government, and the government is saying that we are not paying ransom. We are not paying ransom to the bandits, and this has also generated concern among Nigerians as to what is the fate of these nations. Generally, to you, do you feel that issue of insecurity must be addressed by the government here immediately? Because this thing happening in school is worrisome.
Yes, I think it's a combination of both the government and both us to making sure that those who are actually giving this people the money to do what they do are stopped from giving them the money. So until that is done, then we're just wasting our time trying to set out the issue of security. We need to find out who is giving these people the money to buy the ammunition that they have to cause the problem that they are causing. And until that is done, then we're just going round and round in circles basically, without actually hitting the nail on the head.
All right, fantastic. Let's take a look at the Commonwealth, the celebration of the Commonwealth service, culture, and continued collaborations has been the highlight of the 2024 Commonwealth Day celebrations, and so many concerns among the people and members of the state. This is what the King said at London. We recognize today that our diversity is greatest strength. The Commonwealth represents a third of humanity from all regions of the world, with all the different experiences, knowledge, and aspirations that this brings. Wherever we live, we are united by the many challenges we face, whether it's by climate change, the loss of nature, or the social and economic changes that new technologies are bringing. Our diversity means that these challenges affect us all differently, and that we experience their impact in different ways. Their seriousness, however, is common to each of us. Are you really feeling that developed countries are helping, the underdeveloped countries like Nigerians to catch up, with the development? Because by belonging to ECOWAS, to Commonwealth, it means that, the wealth would have been common to everybody. It means that issues, how you have tracked your development would have also been given assistance to the underdeveloped countries like Nigeria. Because every day people want to go to UK. But what are UK doing differently that they cannot in any way share with Nigerians so that we can actually go behind them?
I think there's some underlying issues where we're not paying attention enough. We're wasteful when it comes to finances. We waste a lot of the finances. We have no accountability. There's no accountability anywhere in the system. From what I can see, and I'm speaking honestly, I don't see any accountability. I don't see any person being brought to justice for actually breaking the laws. So if I break the law, I can bribe someone and say take 200 million and just be okay. And these are the issues that are affecting the country's growth as a whole. There's no
accountability, and
there's no accountability for anything. You can do anything and get away with it.
So these have affected our growth and economy. Not that we don't have the resources. Not that Nigerians are not blessed.
Listen, Nigerians are one of the best doctors in the world, the best accountants in the world, the best engineers in the world. So the best footballers in the world. So if you look at that as a whole, Nigeria has a lot of talent in it. So it's not an issue of the talent. It's how we manage the talent that matters, and what is the awareness of making this great doctors stay in Nigeria. What are we doing to encourage them to come back? Is the issue. Is what I see, and that's why the Japa syndrome is becoming more and more in your face. If I'm to say, there's a lot of people who want to come out of this country and go to London and go to America because they feel over there there's more opportunity for them to make ends meet. And that's what I would say.
That is a challenge, all right. So finally, before as we begin to wrap up, what has been the issues that you've tried to highlight in the books, regarding correcting the characters of Nigerians and how people can begin to shape their minds irrespective of the fact that you are finding yourself in Nigeria. You've been so passionate about spending some years abroad and now you return back. So what are those messages that your book has tried to touch, in particular in the country?
One of it is about disability. I feel like people with disability are not being heard enough. The diversity of the workforce it doesn't represent the many tribes we have in Nigeria. So I give an example. I walked into a bank the other day, and the bank manager is an Hausa guy, and everybody there was Hausa. Irrespective of whether you are the best person for the job, irrespective of whether you have the knowledge of the job, so far you will employ you. Now, until we work on that mindset of actually looking for the best people, irrespective of their disability, irrespective of their tribe, irrespective of their age, irrespective of their sexual orientation, then we can have a united, joint working force that makes the country move forward. Thank you very much.
All right, many thanks, Jimmy Asuni, an author and a motivational speaker, for sharing your thoughts among so many issues regarding facing Nigerians and the country at large. We do hope that this will encourage someone, and of course for government to also sit up on the path, in strengthening the Nigerian economy, so as to not to face more of the Japa syndrome as we are facing today. But what are your last words to Nigerians as we begin to wrap?
Keep the faith in Nigeria. There's a lot of potential in Nigeria. There's a lot of things we can do to work together to make the nation great again, and I believe that strongly.
All right. Many thanks, Jimmy, and also on the speaker, for joining us. We'll go on a short break, and once we return, we'll take more highlights. Don't go away.